Hey guys, first Regardsman here, and I'll be talking about the new Heroic Heavy Bolter for the Heavy class in patch 11.0 Space Marine 2 on the PTS. Now, the new Heroic Heavy Bolter is quite unique. This one has 0 startup for the full fire rate as opposed to the other options. It has a firepower of 10, 4 accuracy, 8 rate of fire, 2 plus venting speed, 4 piercing, 5 range, and a 450 magazine capacity with a 1.3 times headshot multiplier, which is the same as all the other ones. Now, I will say the 4 accuracy of this one does not feel the same as the 4 accuracy of this one. This one basically fires like a sniper rifle. This one is way more spread out, it feels. Maybe I'm just crazy, but honestly, it just feels like it spreads a lot more. I don't know why that is, but that's just a little thing I've observed. Now, as far as the heroic perk effect goes, it is called Reinforced Gun Casing. Perfect parry window increases by 50% after a gun strike, the weapon is completely cooled. Now, a perfect parry window increase of 50% sounds better than it actually is because this is a balanced window, and all balanced parry windows in Space Marine 2 have a 10 frame negative startup, which means you cannot achieve a perfect parry until those 10 frames are over, so you get like a perfect block, like, a standard block instead, and then after those 10 frames are done, you'll have a 30 frame active window where you can actually get a perfect parry, and that has all this perk effects. Still pretty decent. This basically means that after your initial 10 frame startup, you're pretty much guaranteed to get that parry on like multiple whip warriors and stuff like that. An increased parry window can still help in occasions like Raveners, Lictors, and whip warriors, which are pretty mean in how they spread out their attacks. But still, I would have preferred this being like a fencing window instead. I think that they should have just gone all the way and changed this to a fencing window, but they did not decide to do that. And unfortunately, this weapon also has like a 5 business day cooldown on its venting, so you really do have to achieve these gun strikes because it takes forever to cool down. But that 0 startup on the full fire rate is quite strong. Now, for the perk tree here, I did decide to take fast venting first, moving here into the perk perfect cooling. After a perfectly timed dodge, the equipped weapon is completely cooled. This perk, combined with the perk here for your gun strikes cooling down your weapon, means that the 5 business day heating speed of this thing, or the heating decrease speed of this thing, is really not too bad at all. You can really pull it off quite easily to get this thing completely cooled, so that's pretty useful here. Perfect cooling is a pretty good perk in general. And the next perk here is increased capacity to get that ammo capacity up, and then we grab the most important perk with heavy immunity. While in heavy stance, you do not lose control from heavy hits. Without this perk, you will be staggered all the time with your weapons in heavy stance. This one is pretty much mandatory if you are taking strategic stance, because strategic stance does also give you no knockback in heavy stance, so it makes this perk over here completely redundant, but for now we're not taking that, so we need to pick this one up. Next perk here is Headhunter for more headshot damage, and I move here into the perk Adamant Restoration. When your health drops below 30%, your ammo reserve is restored by 25% of the maximum capacity. Cannot exceed maximum ammo capacity. Cooldown is 30 seconds. Now, this perk is incredible because the heavy can sit at low HP quite easily. When you have the perk here, Fortitude, for a health increase of 30% on top of Conviction for a 25% health damage reduction upon armor break, you are basically as tanky as a baseline Bulwark with Conviction, because all he has is a 30% increase in HP and a Conviction perk here. So if you take both of these, you are as tanky as a Bulwark is in base with the Conviction, so really strong option there. And because of that, you are able to trigger this perk over and over, because sitting at like 40% HP is very easy for you. So if your armor ever breaks and you get hit by anything, get your CHP back, you'll trigger this, get your ammunition back, and it's a very strong option. Now, if you want to pick up the perk here, Adamant Hunter, instead, when your health is below 30%, headshots deal 25% more damage. This is a better damage option. It's good for the same reasons that this one is good, because once again, sitting at low HP on this class doesn't matter too much at all. That is up to you. And the next 2 perks I grab, no matter what, are Heavy Might and Heavy Might, because a 30% damage increase in heavy stance is just incredible. And the final perks I grab are Discipline for that 25% damage increase on low ammo, which triggers all the time, and the perk Fast Venting, the perk Great Might, and of course, increase capacity for even more ammunition, because this weapon is fairly ammo hungry even with this perk. That's pretty much all there is for the heavy bolter. Now, for the secondary, I did take an Inferno pistol for this. Guys, I'll be real, I think that in patch 11.0 and patch 10.0 plus, really, the Inferno pistol has gone way up in value. Staggering Chaos Spawn, staggering Tyranid Warriors, and stuff like that is super strong. This weapon does suck ass versus things like Neurothropes and Zoanthropes, but you have a heavy bolter, so who cares? The AoE gun strikes on this are fairly useful at close range. Unfortunately, there is a limited gun strike range on this, so keep that in mind if you're like trying to get a gun strike off, but usually you're like point blank with a heavy bolter anyways, doesn't matter too much. And for the perk tree, tree, I would just go down the bottom perks to take perpetual range, moving here into brace reload on top of perpetual range once again, and just move all the way down the tree to pick up the most important perk here, which is trick shot. Killing 5 enemies with one shot restores an armor segment, cooldown is 30 seconds. Having armor restore attached to your secondary is pretty incredible. Now, unfortunately, this gun does not like to actually trigger off of Hormagaunts. It can't one-shot them in a lot of cases, unless you have like all of your range damage buffs going, so keep that in mind. But things against like Spore Mines and Cultists, it will easily pull off this shot to get you that armor back, so pretty strong option. And one more thing I want to mention here is that the perk Adamant Restoration is also on your Inferno pistol. So this is the most ammo efficient secondary in the entire game, and the only secondary that has ammunition restore built into its perk tree, so pretty good for that. And the reason we skip over perks like Motivated Melee here is because the heavy's melee damage sucks as a rule, and this perk is also not that good in general, so we just skip over that. And that's pretty much all there is for the secondary. Now for the perk tree, it's pretty standard here. This is a heavy bolter build, so we grab restoration first for the armor restore. Multi-kill doesn't really do anything for us, and auxiliary ammunition needs like a hard rework in this game. Next perk here is fortitude for the reasons I mentioned previously, and the perk after this is overwhelming power. When your Iron Halo is active, all of your squad members within 10 meters deal 10% more range damage. This is just a nice range damage buff for you, and I believe this one also triggers at the same time as Brute Force when you have your Iron Halo active. Don't quote me on that, I haven't personally tested it, but I have heard that is a thing that actually happens in this game. Either way, the 10% buff to your teammates and yourself is quite powerful and a great option. Next perk here is Encompassing Aegis. All of your squad members take 25% less damage from range attacks. 25% damage reduction from range attacks will affect your armor as well as your HP, so really good option for every single class in the game. And if you have this stacked on top of things like Conviction triggering, you have so much range damage reduction, it's pretty incredible. This will save your life from being damage nuked. Now, additional supplies is not horrific either. I just don't think it's that necessary on the Heavy Bolter, and Bonds of Brotherhood sucks. Next perk here is Consecutive Execution. Killing 7 enemies in a rapid succession restores equipment charge. Cooldown is 90 seconds. 90-second crack grenades, shock grenades, frag grenades, and of course melt-a-bombs are incredible. Anything that breaks the pickup economy of the game in Space Marine 2 is quite a powerful perk. Now the perk up here, Adamant Will, for a 20% health damage reduction upon Iron Halo deactivating is also very strong, because this can stack with all of your other damage reduction once again, and this happens all the time in this game. But giving up your equipment recharge is quite a big thing to give up, so I would probably take this instead, unless there's like a secure stockpile tactical on your team. That's up to you. Next perk here is Power Regulator. Iron Halo loses energy 20% more slowly. All of the perks in this row are quite good, or column I should say. Obdurate Bastion is very strong versus Hellbrutes and stuff like that, because there are moments where you simply have to lay into like a Hellbrute or something, and having this extra durability will save your life. But for the most part, I think Field Adjustment and this one here, Power Regulator, are just better. Next perk here is Brute Force. When Iron Halo is in cooldown, range damage increases by 15%. This perk is incredible. This happens all the time because you will be using your Iron Halo pretty much throughout the entire match no matter what, and having a 15% range damage buff for free basically is incredible. And the perk Saving Grace is garbage, and Wrath of the Imperium is pretty good damage but barely triggers at all throughout your match, so not very strong. Next perk here is Offensive Capability. When active, your Iron Halo will deal damage over time to all enemies within 5 meters. This perk overperforms all the time. People actually sleep on this perk. It actually picks you up so many free executes, wipes out Spore Mines, Bramble, and Cultists. It is a super valuable perk, especially for saving ammo at times, so great option. I actually love this one more than any of the other options currently. Conversion Field is really good. It does give you back a lot of CDR for your whole team, but you have to be like a coordinated team for this at times. And the perk here, Coolant Reserve, is garbage. It's like a whole rework, so pretty much always pick up one of these two. Now for the Prestige perk tree, I do take Reverberating Impact first, Stop Area Effect, oh excuse me. For the Prestige perk tree, I take Duelist first on this one because Perfect Parry and Perfect Block windows increase by 25%. With this perk, on top of our Heavy Bolter perk on the Heroic version, we do get a 75% increased window to our Perfect Parry. Now, obviously, it does not affect our startup, but having a 75% increased parry window means when you parry, you will never lose the parry ever, basically, in that active window. You will parry anything in your way, which is pretty fun. Maybe not the strongest option ever, but pretty funny to use. And the next perk I take here is Auxiliary Reload for ammunition economy, Conviction for that damage reduction I mentioned earlier, and the final perk is Indomitable Spirit. While performing a gun strike, you will not lose control from heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back. This perk will save your life. There are times you simply have to gunstrike a guy to get CHP back or stagger them, and without this perk, you will be stun locked, you will be slapped up, and you will die. And that's just the unfortunate truth of the heavy class. Despite being called the heavy, he is very susceptible to stun locks, and this one will save your life, so I pretty much always grab it. And that's pretty much all there is for this build, guys. The heroic heavy bolter is quite powerful. I think this is my preferred heavy bolter currently, even though it has a 5 business day cooldown, but with all the extra perk effects and the 0 startup, it's great for CHP recovery and stuff like that, and it feels like a far stronger option than the other ones. And overall, I hope it gets buffed a bit more, but it's in a pretty decent spot. And hopefully this build guide helped you, and if you like content like this, subscribe for more, and as always, take it easy. Bye.
Combatants eliminated. Ignore Xenos biomatter and focus on objective.
Why does the heroic heavy bolter seem so inaccurate? It's not inaccurate. I feel like it just says has no startup to its firing, so it just goes into like full rate of fire, and it has the same spread as the non-accuracy versions. Pretty sure. Maybe slightly worse.
Xenos countermeasure successful. Combat Squad Heraton reporting. We lost Vox contact with Combat Squad Phaedrus. Do you know their status? Phaedrus not responding to Vox. We must consider our brothers lost then. Our objective is to secure the cyclonic warheads at all costs. Countering heavy Tyranid resistance. Battle plan updated, Heraton. Counter-tactics engaged. Elite level Xenos. Pacify.
Carbon energy for ammo.
Destroys 4 miles. Contaminant causing bodily distress.
The idea that my flame is going to be rocking this entire time and not go out is pretty amazing.
Reloading.
Would really like to see Sniper have the ability to not have his shoulders covered by capes. I agree. But the worst part about Sniper right now.
Suggests the vessel is under great stress. Combat command beast.
Yeah, those guys are fast. Look at them go. Yeah, they fly that fast in the boss fight. I might be cooked.
Naval-grade macro weaponry.
Speaking of bosses.
The Dauntless class light cruiser carries an outsized complement of weapons, batteries, and lancers.
Alright, well that ain't it.
Iron Halo online. Iron Halo protocol in progress. Kill confirmed. Major Tyranid threat. Intercepting projectiles. Eurostone class turret. Prepare to counter. Xenos countermeasure successful.
orange pings are annoying, aren't they?
Execute
God.
Iron Halo tactics.
Alright, okay. Alright, where's the ammo?
Cover my reload. Specialized bio neutralized. Enhanced tactic ready.
Box. Brother might have some bolter rounds.
Combat Squad Heraton reporting in. The bridge is lost, as are my squad brothers. I am cut off from our planned route to the Ordnance Depot. Calculating a new route based on your report.
Alright, we're gonna grab the ammo up here.
Standing by. Be advised. The cruiser's crew managed to execute security protocols before they were overrun by the Xenos brood.
Oh, he actually skips the boss. Interesting. Well, like, what other option did I have? Oh, you can actually just run past the boss. That's silly.
High priority tyranny eliminated.
And Neurothrope, just leave. That's the only time I've ever seen that happen. Usually it doesn't skip.
Talassa, commune with the main console in front of you to bypass
Usually
the
tells you you have
security
to finish them, but I guess it's in a spot where you really
Confirmed.
can't.
Combat Squad Heraton. Iron Halo online. Fresh magazine. Xenos countermeasures successful. Engaging elite countermeasures. Kill confirmed. Major tyranny threat. Rearming. Tyranny threat. Fire warhead. Zone from class tyranny. Use caution. Minimize threat for enemy backup. Execute Iron Halo tactics. Elite level Xenos. Passive up. Activate the correct nodules. Match the emblems.
Alright.
Specialized bioform neutralized. Enhanced tactic ready. Zone threat neutralized. ammunition.
President OPA. Alright, so P's over here.
Match confirmed. Successful activation. Practical. Match the symbols on the router switch to the console display. Iron Halo online.
Is that the A? No, this is the A.
Last switch confirmed. Network restoration in progress. Engineering networks coming back to functionality. Expedited route to plasma required. The lift platform is in transit. Arrival pending. Rally at the lift platform. Attention boarding parties. We have confirmation that Combat Squad Phaedrus is lost. I need a mission status update from all remaining combat squads. Combat Squad Heraton here. Redirecting along newly advised path. Combat Squad Octavio reporting in. Cyclonic armaments secured for now. Heavy Xenos infestation. Talassa, you are nearing the react. All squads, we have updated our battle stratagems. Heraton, reinforce Octavio and protect the cyclonic armaments. Talassa, your new orders are to destabilize the reactor, cause a temperature spike, and the Tyranids may redirect their assault to you, buying Heraton and Octavio some time to prime the armaments. When you
Have you always seen fun for very in your face playstyle? Always has been. This one's for solo, it's always in your face, but like this one isn't very accurate on the bloom, so I like the ding. How many of you guys like the ding? You would like the ding?
Emergency blast shields retracting. Coolant rods exposed. Talassa, I need you to disable the entire cooling array. Concentrate fire on the exposed cooling rods. Practical. Open fire on exposed plasma rods.
Make a poll for the ding. We definitely make a poll for the ding.
Protocol in progress. Report on fresh reserves. High priority tyranny eliminated. Contact. Ready anti-psychic tactics. Eliminate target before it summons reinforcements. Additional enemies incoming. Exposed points are vulnerable to damage. Successful. Iron Halo ready. Version view operational.
Oh, that's the shield, okay. When does this patch officially come out? Late November. Oh, that's pretty tucked away.
Target destroyed. Acquiring next time.
Registering extreme temperature fluctuation. Plasma cooling efficacy severely reduced.
Excellent, Talasa. You will need to repeat the same process at the second array.
Access granted at the bridge
Does
console.
overheal CHP? You can still overheal off the Inferno. A lot of overheal bugs in this game.
Engaging elite countermeasures. Kill confirmed. Major Tyranids.
Oh, close.
Thermal explosive. Ready. Cover my reload. High priority Tyranny eliminated. Refilling magazines.
Look how many damn Tyranids there are. Where are the hordes like this and all the other ops? Oh, the Ripper's down there too.
Iron Halo online.
Why did this room lag so much?
Ammunition restocked. Coolant rods all decommissioned.
Temperatures at critical level. Plasma reactors shutting down to prevent catastrophic detonation.
Talasa, do not let reactors cool down. This cruiser will soon perform its final task. Proceed to the decks below and force the plasma reactors to overheat. Moving to objective below current location. Firewall confirmed. Iron Halo ready. Our counterattack was successful.
How tough is this play? And only any tougher than the normal game. Not really any tougher than the normal game, I'd say.
Talasa, have you received word from our brother in combat squad Heretic? His approach vector should have taken him through the technical underbelly. No transmissions from combat squad Heretic received. Understood. Be advised, we remain under heavy Tyranid assault. Expectation. Tyranids will withdraw from your locus, allowing you time to extract. This is ill-advised, Talasa. If you do not break the reactor to detonate, the cyclonic warheads will be wasted. Combat Squad Octavio will redouble our efforts to draw the Tyranids away from your position instead.
Hope we get all that info from this value.
Prepping meltdown. Xenos countermeasures. Success. Tyranid invasion. Thwarted.
This is like my favorite part of the level right here. So this is the Sanctified Wrath perk. This one's not super good. You get temporarily increased melee damage and knockback immunity. It's not like horrible, it's just not as good as an ultimate. You know what makes so you don't get knocked back? Blowing up the 7 Tyranids in front of you.
Intercepting projectiles. Going for a class tyranny. Use
Legendary heavy bolter? Yeah, this is the heroic one. Alright, they fucked up now. Nice disconnect, dumbass.
Iron Haven ready. Elite level Xenos. Pacified. None of the battle before it rallies more enemies. Going through. Purged.
You guys ever waited out to play the campaign if I'm loading up for the PTS for the first time? Yeah, there should be a skip option. Could be.
Iron Haven online. We have lost contact with Heraton leader, and Octavio is pinned down. You must destabilize the plasma reactor. Our brothers from Phaedrus and Heraton shall not have died in vain. Thalassa, readying to overload plasma core. Specialized bioform neutralized. Eliminate target before it summons reinforcements. Reloading.
I took the new weekly strategy rewards automatically. It's just so sad. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna stay over though. Where am I going? Wrong way. Yeah, it's 45 for the weekly on the test server, but I don't think it's gonna be that way.
Ready.
Map looks sick. It is pretty sick.
Numerous dead servitors. Brothers beneath our boots. Equipping fresh magazine.
Access granted.
Okay.
Biovore life signs silenced.
Let's go check the servitors here. For this portion, you just have to find the code. Pretty much just a scavenger hunt.
Iron Halo ready.
Here's my water. I have to look at the actual icon, I guess. 45 the weekly. You cannot be serious. Hope they change it back. I mean, it's just for the PTS, I imagine. I hope. We pray. We pray. All right, that's that.
Reduce period firewall presence to 0. Melter bomb position. Kill confirmed. Major Tyranid threat. Execute Iron Halo tactics. Xenos eradication complete. High priority Tyranid eliminated.
And this would be the boss fight here, but unfortunately, that is not in the PTS.
Multiple primes.
Killed off screen. We got him, boys.